Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mesquite Creek Outfitters, home of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live here tonight. This beautiful Thursday night, thankfully. No rain today, no clouds in the area. It was a beautiful day. Baseball is back in swing, thankfully, for a tough win last night. Coach Jordan Vierra joins us now here on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, hosted by Mesquite Creek Outfitters and presented by the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Booster Club. I tell you what, we'll give out a quick shout-out, even though Jeff's here. We like to talk about him, but the board for the Booster Club does so much for this program and for us to make it possible to bring you all the games and all the coaches show. So to Jeff Rogers, Derek Brown, the vice president, Barbara Lawrence, the secretary, Rick Lane, the treasurer, concessions, Erica, I'll mess it up, Harmeal, communications, Lorena Rowland, merchandise, Stacy Stripmeyer, Strip Matter, I'll get it right, and the webmaster, Ben Kiki. But for all they do for this program, man, this Booster Club is second to none, and
Yep.
I heard a good night the other night at the casino night for 16 Mile Angels. Another opportunity for this community to be involved and support this baseball team.
Yeah, our Booster Club is second to none, like you said. They do a phenomenal job of doing everything that they can to support the boys and making sure that the boys are taken care of on a regular basis, and that our program has everything that we need to be able to continue to put a quality product on the field. You know, when you have a community that cares about baseball like we do, it's really hard to have the excuse of, well, we don't have what we need. And our parents and our Booster Club does a phenomenal job of making sure that we have everything that we need to continue to be successful and to continue to put the team out front.
Speaking of success, the Eagle team last night improves to 9-0 in district, 14-9-1 overall. Sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty.
Yeah.
You just want the win, a 3-1 win over Cedar Creek, benefiting from some crazy plays. Lost opportunities for Cedar Creek. They were one pop fly missed away from leading 1-0 going into the later innings. And so a battle there for your team last night. I'm sure an interesting conversation back in the locker room. How do you write that and get these kids ready for tomorrow night on the road at Cedar Creek?
Right. You know, the conversation was very simple of, man, we got to be more adaptable. We did the thing last night where you hit your head on the wall and say, ouch, that hurts, and then you hit your head against the wall again and say, ouch, that hurts, and then you do it a third time. You continue to expect different results, but doing the same thing. You know, the theme going into the conversation today was, you know, we got to continue to be adaptable. We got to continue to be able to adjust and to not just be so overly stubborn that we continue to get the same results. But then the other side of that coin is, you know, we did a lot of good things well. We got ourselves out of an inning with a couple of big defensive plays. We got a couple of quality bunts down. Did some decent stuff on the mound. And, you know, ultimately we were able to show effort when we needed to in that situation of the fly ball and bases loaded and guys playing the game hard ended up benefiting us right there. So, you know, going into today was, you know, here's our approach going into tomorrow. Here's what we got to be able to do a better job of. We're not as bad as we played tonight. We just got to continue to be adaptable and continue to grow. And, you know, we look at a game like last night and see it as a growth opportunity.
Since the playoffs, this is the first opportunity for this team to see multiple games in a short amount of time.
Yep.
Last night, tomorrow night, and then Saturday at 1 o'clock against a 6A opponent in Vandergrift. How does this get this ball rolling for the playoff series that we look forward to, that you do to prepare this team each and every year to have that extra game on Saturday, the quick turnaround? Plays a lot different this week with the rain out and pushing it back to Wednesday. How's the team faring through that, and how do we prep for that this week to help that start the process?
Right, you know, we purposely backload our schedule with our non-district games to be able to get used to playing 3-game sets heading into May. So ultimately that's our goal, is to be able to figure out how to win 3. We talked about at the beginning of the week of we're going to have 3 games this week. We got to continue to figure out how to win 2. You'll have an opportunity on a Tuesday, which obviously got pushed to Wednesday. And then we're trying to make sure that we win 2 out of the 3 going forward. The biggest thing is getting used to the schedule of being able to be down late and up early and still be able to produce the next day. And just to get our guys used to that feeling of, I mean, we played on this day. It was a long night. We had to get up early. Then we had to go play this night. And then we had to get up early. And then you got to turn around and just know that that feeling is going to be there where you don't necessarily feel great. But, drink a cup of coffee, get out there and get after it and be ready to play some baseball.
And that turns around on Saturday morning as well with the Challenger game that you guys play at 9. So a quick turnaround, especially after a road game like on tomorrow night. We'll be in Cedar Creek. By the time they get home, get in bed, get settled down, it's close to midnight. Now we're back at the field. A lot of things going tomorrow with the Military Appreciation Day. And so it's got to be a quick turnaround. How big is it to have a good practice day on a free day like Thursday, like today, to help prep for that quick turnaround Friday, Saturday?
Today was just about sharpening the edge, right? It wasn't about installing a bunch of new things. It's not about any of those. It's about, hey, here's the good stuff that happened yesterday. Here's the bad stuff. Here's things we got to continue to work on. We're gonna hammer a couple of those things real quick today to make sure that we're sharp in all those areas. Then just ultimately just reminding them, man, like we're a quality baseball club. We had an off night and continue to keep moving forward. If there's a big piece to take away from last night, it was that we didn't play great. But we still found a way to win. And like we talked about after the game last night, good baseball teams find ways to win even when they don't have their best stuff. And this club had it last night.
Another opportunity to see a third arm out on the starting rotation for this team in Devin Peterson. His second start in about 3 weeks. Had a pretty decent night on the night, only giving up a couple of hits there. That one sac fly to score the one run. Talk about that and how important that's going to be to make sure we have that third arm going into these 3-game weeks and get ready for the playoffs.
So Devin did a really good job last night. He was able to command his fastball when he needed to. Didn't necessarily have his breaking ball very much. But ultimately when he needed to, he was able to throw his fastball for a strike and be able to get balls put in play when we needed to. As far as the third arm goes, we're still trying to figure out who our third arm is, to be honest with you right now. We're not 100% sure who it's going to be yet. Devin's shown some good stuff. We got another guy going tomorrow night that's shown some good stuff. And, so we got a couple of options of things that we're really looking at and seeing exactly what that's going to be. So looking forward to seeing who's going to rise to the occasion and be able to show us, hey, I'm the guy that needs to be game number 3 when the game's on the line and something cool needs to happen. I want you to put the ball in my hand and give it to me.
It's something we saw through the history of the last few years. Nolan John being in that position as a junior, coming out as a senior as one of those arms, and just talking about how that pressure applied to him and how he looked forward to getting that bit and that trust from the coaches. That the starter tomorrow night will be announced tomorrow, right when the lineups get released. So there's no even hint for you, and we're not going to tell you because Jeff's wanting to know, and we won't tell Jeff right now. But it's awesome that this team continues to have the opportunity to have multiple arms to go to be able to rest the bigger arms, the ones you see more and more with Riley and David Fluitt. And so tomorrow on the road, anything you look for different out of Cedar Creek, they're going to come back with that same philosophy, try to just kind of wreak havoc in a game like that and make it ugly?
Yeah, they're going to continue to throw fastballs away. They're not going to try and challenge you in on purpose very often. Their whole objective is to get runners on first base and be able to execute some little things. Our total objective is going to be to make adjustments to that offensively, and then defensively make sure that we're clean and throw a ton of strikes to put our defense to work. So we're looking forward to a very similar game, hopefully a little bit better result offensively. Be able to swing Shillelagh a little bit more, be able to create a little bit more offensive havoc, do what we want to do, take the tempo a little bit more with what we want to do. But should be another fun one tomorrow night.
Another interesting battle in District 23 last night. Eastview getting the 2-1 win over Hendrickson to create more stir amongst the 2, 3, and 4 seeded teams looking to fight for that district spot. What do we look for after this week? I like to look forward. We only have 2 more weeks of district ball left. It's going to be the Eastview matchup in the next week, and then we finish with a Bastrop team that's turned around this year. That's made a different look, and it's fighting for a playoff spot. What do we look for in that next 3-week run for this team? How important is it going to be stay focused, 1, to get the playoff spot locked down, and then 2, that goal of winning the district title?
Yeah, we just got to continue to be working on the things that make us successful, and to continue to keep the main thing, which is what's directly in front of us. As we look into next week's going to be a highly competitive series. It always is. It doesn't matter if both teams, one team's at the top and one team's at the bottom, or they're both in the thick of it. They're not a team that's ever going to roll over and give up on you. They're going to give you everything that they got. And so, wild things happen in that series, and we're excited to get after that. Then headed over with that Bastrop team. Coach Carrillo's done a phenomenal job of getting those guys on track over there and making adjustments for them, and getting those guys playing some good baseball and winning some games that people didn't think that they were going to be able to win. So it's going to be an exciting time. It's going to be a fun next couple of weeks, and really looking forward to the journey with these guys.
Saturday, we got a Vandergrift Viper team coming into Georgetown to take on your Eagles at 1 o'clock. A 6A team looking for and fighting for a playoff spot in their district. What do we look for on Saturday from Vandergrift?
Yeah, so we played them earlier in the year and played them pretty well. They're a good baseball team. They're right in the thick of it in their 6A district right now. And, Saturday's going to be a really cool day. It should be some pretty good baseball on the field, but also it's our Military Appreciation Day, where we'll have a ton of veterans from different families supported at the field, where we'll be able to introduce them, acknowledge them, have a little lunch for them, let them hit a little BP on the field, and to ultimately be able to recognize them.
We'll take a quick time out. We talk about a winning program, a program that's doing the right things to be headed in the right direction each and every year. We get to talk to the Freshman Player of the Week. He wears number 7. His name is Colton Green. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, it's Colton Green who joins us live here on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. Stay with us. Back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue with our Freshman Player of the Week, number 7, Colton Green. He is on the freshman baseball team. Colton is, I tell you what, I was talking with a couple of parents earlier. When you talk about statistical leaders on a team, it's not the kid that leads the batting average. It's not the kid that just leads the on-base percentage. When someone's in the top 5 stats offensively across the board in almost every single stat, it's one of your leaders. That's a kid that is getting the job done, and that's one of these players right here on the season. A 375 batting average, a 493 on-base percentage, a 536 slugging percentage, 21 hits, 19 RBIs to lead the team, 26 runs scored, 12 walks, 15 stolen bases. And if that's not enough, on the mound, 4 innings in games pitched. He's pitched in 4 games, 8 2/3 innings. He's 1-0. Only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, none of them earned, a 0 ERA. With a batting average against of 138. So I think there's some success on the field and on the mound and behind the plate. Pretty wholesome numbers there for a freshman that's on a team that is touted pretty highly. You guys have a lot of expectations built into this team. How's this year going for you? It looks good on paper. How's it going for you personally?
Yes, it's going pretty good. I just feel like a big part of it is going out every practice and doing your best to set yourself up for the next week and go on.
How much fun do you guys have pushing each other as you go through each game, looking for that next win, fighting for playing time? A team full of talent that you guys have played together. How much does that competition mean to you guys each and every day to push each other to be better, but also to push yourself to make sure you get that playing time and be a part of this team?
Yeah, you just kind of go out every day and try to do your best as an individual, but also go out and try to push others to make them better.
As a freshman to put on that Georgetown uniform, how much pride does that bring to you coming in this freshman year here and all this talk about a great freshman class that's going to do good things in this program? How much pride is that to put on that uniform and be a part of this program?
Yes, it's a big honor, and we've been looking forward to this for a while. We've we started like a select team as 7th graders, just trying to get that bonding in.
I assume you still play select ball outside of baseball. Outside of Georgetown? What team do you play on?
This year I joined GPS. I just felt like they have pretty good.
Sure with the same two that we've only heard. Lone Star and GPS seem to be the funneled programs around here, which is awesome. They built great programs. As you guys now in your freshman year, as you look and you see this freshman year coming to a close here in the next few weeks, as you look ahead for Colton Green and this program and your what you want to do at Georgetown, what's your goals for yourself as you go through one with school and with baseball?
My goals are to keep high grades, win a state championship, obviously, and just go out every day and do my best.
Outside of the same question I love to ask every week, outside of recess, lunchtime, and nap time, what's your favorite subject in school?
My favorite
class right now.
My favorite class would probably be World Geography with Coach Key.
God, it's always the coaches. What do you? Tell you what, all the coaches get that extra credit. Yeah. Outside, you have a week off when school ends before baseball starts. If you have 1 week, where do we find you? What drives you? What fuels that tank to keep you going?
Just I'll be at the field a little bit, probably hunting, fishing, a little bit outdoors, and playing the show a little bit.
I was waiting for it. Every freshman so far, I believe, has been a show member. Do y'all play against each other or just random people?
We'll play with each other a little bit, but also against each other.
Who's the best?
Probably Cody Bradford or Stetson Ludwig.
All right, so the pressure is on now. They've got to perform. But does that continue to help you guys build this bond and this camaraderie you have in this freshman class?
Yes, it's just another way to build a closer bond with one another.
Tell me about your family. You're the only kid? You have siblings? What do you got? What's the Green family consist of?
No, I have one sister. She plays softball. And then my mom and my dad.
How old's your sister? What grade level is she in?
She's in 6th grade.
So a future Georgetown Lady Eagle, I'm assuming?
Yes.
That'd be good. Would it be pride there, or is it more of a you push her to be better, or is it give her a hard time?
I try to push her a little bit, but
you got to give her a hard time too. Okay,
little
let's
bit.
make sure. Don't give up on that one. As the summer comes, you pick a position in baseball. It's a little bit different at school. It's a little bit different on the travel side of it when you guys get into that select ball. At school, on the mound, obviously we see some good numbers there coming in. One the other night, 1 inning pitched, struck out 1, no hits allowed, no runs allowed in relief there to close out a game. What's your favorite position on the field? One at school, one in travel ball. Do they differ, or is it all the same for you?
No, I feel like I like third base and shortstop the most.
I love it. Another hot corner. He loves to play. What's the favorite thing about it? Just no time to react. It's all reaction, no time to think about it?
Yeah, just going out there and doing you.
This team sits at 15-5-1. What are the goals as this class comes together, as this class looks towards the end of their freshman year? What are your guys' goal? What drives you next year? Is it to be on JV? Is it to fight for varsity? What's this class's goal? With a lot of expectations out there from a lot of people saying the talent is in this class and they're going to push the other classes ahead of them.
Yeah.
What's the goal for you guys as a class?
Obviously try to fight for that varsity spot next year, but also just wherever I am, just do my best in everything I can.
Number 7, Colton Green, your freshman player of the week. Thanks for joining us tonight. Quick timeout. We come back. It's you might have heard the name. It's Braden Rogers. He joins us, the JV player of the week. We'll be right back on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. 704 South Austin Avenue is where you'll find us right now. Mesquite Creek Outfitters, hosts of your Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, presented by the Georgetown Eagle Baseball Booster Club. And we are joined now, JV Player of the Week. He wears number 11, and he goes by the name Braden Rogers. He is here with us, a sophomore on the JV class. Man, I learned a lot of things tonight talking to your dad. Back behind the plate, I didn't realize. Coming back from a big injury in football, a torn labrum, a surgery.
Yes, sir.
And fighting back, not knowing if you were going to get to play baseball all year. How's it going?
It's doing really good. It's happy to get back out there because I didn't know if I was going to get back out there this year. So,
how much fun are you having being able to put that gear on and get back behind the plate where you're kind of involved in every play on the field?
It's really fun just knowing I'm get the ball almost every time and just help the team.
Looking at the stats for this cat, 2 for 4 the other night, 1 strikeout, 1 RBI, hit by a pitch, gets on base 3 out of the 4 times. But then the season batting average, in 11 games, he's only played in 11 of the 22, coming back from his injury, only amongst the top of the batting averages with 469, a 553 on-base percentage, a 719 slugging percentage, 15 hits, 14 RBIs, 11 runs, 4 walks, 2 hit by pitch, and 5 stolen bases if that wasn't enough. As you come back, as you start to get to play a little bit more here at the end, towards the end of the season, what are you looking forward to? Is this going to help prepare you for the summer and get ready for the junior year next year?
Yes, sir. Get ready for the summer and get ready for junior year. Try to win a state title.
15-7 for this team. How much fun is this team? How much have you guys come together now in a good season? 15-7, a good record for you guys. You start the season as a split team, a couple of freshmen, some sophomores, some juniors. How have you guys come together and pushed each other to be the best, to come out with a record like this and competing like you guys are?
We just play really good together, and we're all like tight and hang out outside of baseball and school. And like I've known a lot of the freshmen for a while, so yeah, we just know how to play together and get along.
Summer ball coming up. Do you play travel ball? Because I know you play football as well.
I play travel ball, yes, sir.
Who do you play with?
GPS.
I'm not surprised. I just got to make sure we give equal time to the programs around here. How much pressure is it at just a sophomore being a 2-sport athlete at Georgetown? It's not unheard of, and that's the fun thing about Georgetown. I'm blown away by each week that I get to talk to you kids and learn about multiple sport athletes, football and baseball, track and baseball and football, and wrestling with talent ball and baseball. How much pressure is it put on you knowing you have to work in the classroom, you have to work in the weight room for football, you have to work in the baseball field with your team? How much extra work does that put on you, and is it a pressure, or do you look forward to something like that?
It's not like pressure. It's just like a lot of work because like you got to get in the cages, throw like after practice. You got to lift every day. It's not really pressure. It's just like a lot of hard work and stuff.
As you go towards your junior and senior years, if you have to pick a favorite sport, what is it? Football, baseball?
Definitely baseball.
Definitely baseball. It seems to be the trend lately. The baseball players are the foot, like Luke Holly. Lays down a beautiful bunt, but wants to knock your head off in the defensive backfield. It's crazy, but he loves baseball. But he is great at hitting people. In football, where will we find Braden Rogers playing?
Used to be a quarterback, but now I'm a tight end.
You get a chance to knock people around. That's what I'm talking. And to catch a ball. And now, as things change here, football-wise, we'll switch sports for a minute. Coach V's not paying attention. Football, a lot of changes coming to the football program. A lot of coaches. Coach Nicky has moved on to Legacy Ranch, taking a new position. Coach Beatty has moved on to Salado. A lot of assistant coaches have left. How is that looking for the football program? You guys eager for the new coaches coming in?
Yeah, all the new coaches look really good. They know what they're doing, and yeah.
If we have a week off, outside of school, no baseball, where do we find Braden Rogers, other than doing what his dad says to do around the house?
Probably I want to go to Port A, so like the beach, and then go to the field and hang out with friends and family and stuff.
At this point, Dad, you're supposed to have a notepad out. I'll be at Port A Monday and be back on Thursday for the coaches show. But
nice.
So I'll think about you. Maybe bring you a magnet for your fridge or something. But
yeah.
Still the show. It's still the show. All these kids play. I got to get my games going, and so I can get on and get beat by you guys. How much? What's the goals as you look forward to junior and senior years? Be it football, be it baseball. What's the goals that Braden Rogers has for himself as you push forward to your last 2 years at high school?
Just win a lot of games, help the team get better, win a state title, and go play at the next level.
Outside, the one question outside of recess, nap time, and lunchtime. What's your favorite class right now?
Probably business with Braden Curtin and Jack Kiki.
Jack Kiki. I got a Kiki reference in tonight. Who's the teacher of business?
Mr. Lerman.
Okay, not a coach. This is impressive, man. I like that. And before I let you go, man, you're sporting the new dubs, the new wear tonight. I'm kind of jealous. I heard I was going to like it. Man, I am. Talk about this. The benefits of being the Booster Club president's son.
I just got home, and there were shirts on the counter, and he said try it on, and I did.
Dad said wear it. I put it on, and it looks good. So be watching for these in the future. I tell you what, several colors coming out. This is a beautiful shirt. Double X is the best size out there. If you ever find one at your table, just bring it up to the booth on a Friday night. That'd be great. JV Player of the Week, number 11, Braden Rogers, back behind your plate for your JV team. Thanks for joining us tonight. Quick timeout. We come back, man. We've got a treat. Cord Lawrence will join us next here on the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. So now we're back. We're going to transition on the fly because I messed it up, and I can't cheat him out of it. So pipe down over there, Mr. President. Braden gets his opportunity. Shout out before I let you go.
Shout out my family, Cooper Thomas, Andrew Cornell, Braden Curtin, Cooper Dorsey, Tillman Brown, Josue, GK. Yeah, and coaches and everyone here.
All right. Now, we're not going to take a timeout. We're going to switch on the fly. Hayden Groves, come join us. We're live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. Tomorrow night, the Eagles will be on the road to take on Cedar Creek one more time in the best-of-2 series. It'll be at 7 p.m. down in Cedar Creek. Come join us there in the stand. Should be a beautiful night. The high tomorrow, 82. Partly cloudy, but beautiful day for baseball. But if you can't join us, we'll be live 6:45 on the SHN Sports Network, all presented by First Responder Broadcasting. Hayden Groves, the junior, he wears number 7 as well. I can remember you guys' numbers. I get to these JV and freshmen, I'm like, I just want to remember a name because I screwed it up a couple weeks ago and mixed first and last names. Man, the DH role has become your spot in the last few games, and the hitting has lit up. I don't even bring up you guys' numbers because I pay attention, watching the games, getting to call all the games. You seem to be stepping in and filling this role in the last few games. How much fun are you having in that?
Man, I'm having a blast. You know, I'm doing whatever it takes to help the team and fill my role, and I'm just riding with it and doing my thing.
You guys go from a series against Hendrickson where you try to see you kind of see their best, and they throw their arms at you guys to try to get a win in a battle of the unbeatens there. Then you come in against a tough game like last night in Cedar Creek where they throw someone totally different in speed and everything. How do you guys write that? How much did you guys talk amongst yourselves to make sure that you guys are prepared for tomorrow night to expect maybe the same thing, maybe even slower? Maybe you don't know what to expect against teams like this, but you're going to get their best effort.
You know, they showed us last night that they're going to pitch us outside. They're not even going to give us a chance to pull the ball. So, you know, in the practice plan, we're working on putting it the other side, and that's how we're going to attack tomorrow.
As one of the juniors on this team continues to run on a 9-game winning streak now, undefeated in district. Obviously, the fun starts when the winning goes. It seems to get better and better. You guys had a tough non-district. As you got to this point in the season, what's the camaraderie like in the dugout, in the locker room with this team now, as you guys seem to be gelling into a lot of positions, a lot of understanding of who's going to be where for the most part? How's that going amongst this team?
Man, this team's really tight. You know, we're around each other nonstop, you know, in and out of school, and especially, you know, at the field, in the locker room, in the dugout. I mean, we're there with each other, and we're getting each other through this.
Outside of Georgetown baseball, do you play baseball and travel baseball?
Yes, sir.
And who do you play with?
I play with Texas 12.
Did y'all hear that? It was not Lone Star or GPS, just so you know. The Texas 12, well known, I believe, out of the Bryan College Station area.
Yes, sir.
Are they? Okay,
yes,
that's
sir.
what I thought. They've been around for a while. Good program there as well. How is this? DH role is a totally different role for some people. Some people feel like they have to be on the defensive side and then behind, up to bat as well. How have you bought into that and taken that and kind of worn that position now, knowing I'm a supporter when my team's out in the field, but when it comes time to hit the ball, now it's my role to step in and produce. How has that been, not being out in the field all the time, but being a key part of this lineup?
I'm just filling my role. I was called upon, and I'm just here to do my job, and I prepared day in and day out for my opportunity, and I'm taking advantage of it.
Going into school time, talking about school, what's a favorite subject class for you right now?
I have U.S. history. U.S. history is my favorite class.
Who's the teacher of U.S. history?
Coach Nicky.
Coach Nicky. That's awesome. We'll give a shout out to Coach Nicky.
Yep.
That's got to be a fun class.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have energy and pay attention, I'm sure he's got enough for everybody.
Miss Nicky.
Okay. Oh, even better. Then you have to deal with Coach.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Coach, he already left, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay, he's already at Legacy Ranch. Coach Nicky, one of the track coaches,
Yes.
leading the track team. The track teams continue to impress. An area win for both teams today or yesterday for the track team, so they continue to do well. Outside of baseball, what fuels Hayden Grooms? What makes it go for you?
Fly fishing. That's my thing.
That is what I'm talking about.
Fly fishing has been my new pickup, and it's what I do in any free time that I have. And
where do you go around here to fly fish?
not around here. I've been recently over the Easter weekend. I was out in Mason, past Llano, where I fished the Llano River for about 2 miles and waded through it. And
any luck out there?
Oh yeah, it's hopping out there. It's spawning season, so they're getting after it. And yeah,
that's the first. I think that's the first answer of specific fishing. David Fluid is hunt, kill anything, go catch it, eat it, and cook it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's specific fly fishing, and it's an art to it. How long have you been doing fly fishing?
I just picked it up over Christmas. You know, that was what I wanted for Christmas, was a fly rod, and I've just been learning as I go.
As a junior on this team, next year in a senior role, you'll be looked at as one of the leaders. How do you prepare yourself? What are you doing to prepare yourself to be one of those senior leaders next year? And what are the goals for Hayden Grooms past high school, when you get out of high school?
Right now, it's been a privilege to be behind Riley Leininger, as I sit behind him right now, and I take in every ounce that I can. You know, I'm learning everything, every move that he does, how he hits, how he swings, all of it. And that's how I'm preparing for my opportunity next season. Right now, a big goal of mine is obviously the end goal of all of us is to go win a state championship this year. And
I tell you what, it is an experience like none other. I can't imagine. We talked to Coach Vierra as he picked up his 100th win against Hendrickson on last Friday night. Coach Hall picking up her 200th win for the softball team this week. The winning ways continue. Does that put a pressure on you guys, knowing that the expectations are high in a program like this, or is it one that you wear with pride as you put that uniform on every time?
I mean, it's one we wear with pride. I mean, we just know that's what we're going to do. You know, it's a winning tradition around here, and that's just what we do.
Hayden Grooms, he wears number 7 on your varsity baseball team. He is one of the juniors. Any shout-outs before I let you go? I'm not forgetting again.
Oh, I'm going to shout out Pops, my mom, and my sister Scarlett.
Scarlett is here. Hello, Scarlett. Hayden Grooms, he joins us. We'll take a quick break. Then we'll come with Cord Lawrence, our senior. Stay with us on the Eagle Baseball Coaching Show. We're back live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, joined by number 4, Cord Lawrence, one of the seniors on this baseball team. Hey, Cord, you had a special night last night, a kind of opportunity that not a lot of people have on staff and teacher appreciation night. You had a special person you were able to bring out as a staff member, but also maybe important in your life. Talk about who you brought with you last night at the ball game.
Yes, sir. I brought my father. He's a big role model in my life, and it was tried to get him to be my teacher last year, but didn't work out that way. So it was a good thing to be able to get him this year, and really show that I appreciate him, not outside of being a father, but being my teacher as well. So it was really great.
How much pressure's on you to behave in class?
Well, I always know that there are eyes everywhere. So
spoken like a true teacher's kid. My mom taught. It seemed like every time I moved from campus to campus, My mom moved from campus to campus. I never escaped that until college, and then she knew everybody at the university I went to, so it didn't work well. There were eyes literally everywhere. So I totally understand that feeling. It's kind of cool. We talked last year about this. Your dad grew up with some friends of mine that I grew up with in Dripping Springs. It's crazy, the small world. I got talking to Luke Hawley's mom at Hendrickson the other night. Realized I had probably met her in high school, as she knew a lot of friends that I guarantee your dad knows that we grew up in this small world. How much fun are you having? You turned that from Dripping Springs, and we grew up in the country out here. Now you guys in Georgetown. This small town runs. You guys run. And pretty much everywhere I see you, I seem to see a guy on the baseball team named Talon Ball. How's that work out here?
Yeah, he's my twin, my brother from another mother. And we hang out all the time, and we do all sorts of stuff together. So, coming down to the square is a lot of fun. There's shops and everything around here. You can get drinks and ice cream. It's a lot of fun hanging out.
Sodas and water and iced tea and stuff like that. Drinks is what he meant, Jim.
Right, yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. Talon Ball and yourself are referred to, I think it's Twin Towers?
Yes, sir.
On the baseball team. Second year in a row we've got this on the Georgetown baseball team. I think combined you two aren't 10 feet tall yet, or is it 5'9"? What are you? What are the heights?
We're about 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" on a roster. So
just stood extra tall. Can you add 1/2 inch for me? It'd be good. This senior year, you guys, this team, as you guys come together, some players are playing more, some players are in a role player. One player that we see constantly every game out there doing an important job on the base pass is seeing you running either with one for most likely for Reese Herrera, and he seems to be getting on base quite a lot. And we kind of chatted the other night. The umpire seemed to like you and call timeout right before a pickoff move to second. What's a challenge? You go out there, and you're in an important role. You've scored a lot of runs on the season, being on the base pass for Reese. How important is it for you guys to step into your roles and fulfill those to help this team continue to win?
Yeah, it's really important, and it's an honor to be able to run for Reese. And, Phil, do something on the field for my team like that. But, it's just another piece that we work on in practice every day, taking steal reads, ball and dirt reads, something like that. So it just becomes routine.
As this senior year comes more and more to a close for you, what's the future for Cord? What are you looking to do? What are your goals? What's the plans?
Well, I continue to probably be able to play baseball as long as I can, and then eventually probably be a physical therapist.
Physical therapist, very
Yes, sir.
well. Chad Hennessy can always use an extra hand. I tell you what, that may be one of the best athletic training departments. I think Coach would agree, and you guys experience that. This training program around here is second to none in high school. What's outside of baseball, outside of school? Where do we find Cord? What makes fills Cord's time, other than hanging out with Talon and getting drinks on the square? I'm going to make clear that.
Probably singing. I love singing so much. It's a huge part of our family, and so just being brought up in that and doing it all the time, it's amazing. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, you were in the show choir, something like
Yes,
that.
sir.
I've been watching. I try to keep track of it. And how was that that year gone for you in your senior year participating in that?
It's gone really well. We had our Christmas show, Holiday to Remember, and that went really smoothly, and it was great. Bittersweet memory, growing up watching that, wanting to be a part of that too, it was a great finish. So.
Any chance that as you go on to school, that you try to participate in any choirs or anything with the music side of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope to be in choir when I go to college as well.
Where is college an opportunity? Is it just wherever it leads you? No known sites yet?
No known sites yet. We're still on the lookout. So
no straight A&M answers. That's good. I like this kid. This is a good kid. I tell you what. Your summer comes up. What's been the biggest and the best part of being at Georgetown in your time here?
Definitely the brotherhood and the friendships that I have with this baseball team. It's just something else. I've never been more bonded to a group of non-family members before, and so it's really special to be able to come in and work with these guys every day.
I got to tell you, the other night in preparations for Coach V's 100th win, that this team had in their mind and hearts that they were going to win. I get a visit from number 4, and he's like, "Hey, just want to give you a heads up. We're going to try to drown Coach in water. Just want to give you a heads up to watch for these 2 players so you don't get drowned." It was awesome. And it's just like this kid is always thinking about other people, and it's fun to be around and watch him interact with his teammates and with Talon. I love talking to those two. And I saved Talon for another night because I couldn't handle both you on the same night to talk to. And I don't think the crowd could have handled you two on the same night. As you go forward, what's going to be your best memory about Georgetown High School?
Oh, man, there's so many to pick from. I'd probably say one of my happiest memories is winning, being district champs our freshman year. That was pretty cool. It was a really competitive district, and, that was the first time that I really felt super bonded to these guys. So,
as you guys go through this last few weeks, a chance to win a district title, a chance to go undefeated in district, how is this senior class bonding? How are you guys leading this team, and how excited are you to try to do that again and win it on your way out?
Yeah, I mean, we're closer than ever, and we're all trying to pull in the same direction, get this thing going, and hopefully we make this playoff run really good. So,
Number 4, Cord Lawrence, you're senior. I tell you what, just one of the best kids on this team. I love this young man, and so I'm so glad to see you tonight, but I can't let you go without any shout-outs. Give me your talent ball. We got one.
I was going to save him. I shout out to my mom and my dad and my brother and my sister, and my other brother's not here. Don't know where he is. Lame. Anyway. Shout out to talent ball too. So.
Cord Lawrence, number 4 in your varsity. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. Coach V joins us again here on the Eagle Baseball Coaching Show. Back here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, the host site of your Eagle Baseball Coaching Show. And, Coach, and now we can turn to let's turn to some personal talk. 100 wins. I know you and I talked the other night on the field, and you continue to put everything back on. It's about these kids, about this program. 100 wins is a big achievement. And 5 years at the helm here at Georgetown, to be a part of about 50 if I've counted right, about 45 to 50 of those games to get to call and watch your teams perform. Talk about that now. Just in a personal moment, outside of it's always about these kids. You stepped into a role when Coach Foster left and have continued the winning ways here at Georgetown. How does that feel with 100 wins? And now is it one of those? Now the mindset is continue to win. I'm not worried about numbers, or, man, 200 is going to be fun to get to.
Well, never thinking about numbers, right? It's not something that genuinely think about. As a personal thought, it's gratification from the side, the acknowledgement from the side that the work that we're doing is paying off. You get into this business knowing everything that goes into it with kids and parents and baseball and umpires and everything else that goes into it, and ultimately the first reason why you do it is to win baseball games. And so that's a big milestone is the 100 wins. Getting to triple digits inside a little less than 5 years is pretty cool. It's pretty special. But what genuinely makes it special is the fact that the amount of kids that have been a part of it. The alumni parents that showed up to want to watch that game the other night, and the amount of text messages from former players was incredibly special. And then we have this group of guys that wanted to celebrate that, and it's a very humbling moment. It's a very special moment to recognize that people care, and that people see that the hard work is paying off for something.
The one thing I think I had to enjoy the most about that night was I got to meet Papa Doodle. Finally, after all the shout-outs, and I had a chance. But the family that came in for that, to see a lot of the alumnus parents coming back in and they're on the field after the ball game, to see the excitement in your brother and Jaron, and that he wanted to make sure it went off, that we did celebrate Jordon Vierra and the effort that you've made. But about and you always like to turn this around, the impact you're making on young kids, though, and the young men that you're building is what tends to come out of you. Every time we want to talk about Jordon Vierra, this 100 win, it's the young men and the impact you're having on them. How much fun is that when you realize you're able to do that while winning and building and continue to build this program?
Yeah, that's the reason why you do what you do. That's the reason why we do what we do. The baseball part's the genuinely the easy part, right? There's parts of it that are more challenging than others when it comes to teaching the game of baseball and the kind of baseball players that we have now. And so there's challenging parts on the baseball side, but it's more challenging to get guys to want to make the right decision at the right time, and to make the correct decision even though it may not be the easiest decision to make, and to get guys to fully recognize that being a good man and ultimately being a good husband and being a good father is more important than anything else that you'll do in this world. I'm thankful to be the head coach of Georgetown Eagles, but my favorite title isn't Coach V. My favorite title is Dad. And so to be able to continue to pass off to these young men some lessons that you get to learn through the game of baseball is a special thing. Baseball is such an interesting game that it has so many life lessons built into it, and so many life tools that you can continue to carry on, and to be privileged with the ability to sit in the seat that I get to sit in with the head title next to my name. It carries a burden about it. And that burden for me is that guys down the line turn into good husbands and good fathers.
Does it mean anything more being that you grew up here, that you wore this uniform as a player, you came back as assistant coach and now as the head coach? Does that make it even more special for you?
Absolutely. Being from here and wanting to continue to carry on the winning tradition that is Georgetown baseball, as a player, I got to be very fortunate to play on a really good team in 2007, which was the first team that got to go to the regional finals. And really changed the standard for what Georgetown baseball was. And then to get to come back as a coach and be a part of another group that went to the state tournament and knock down another barrier, and then ultimately get to have the head job and get to continue to pour into a program that's meant so much to me and take another team to knock down another barrier of a state title. It's always really it's very special. It's an incredible town with incredible people, and just incredibly fortunate and thankful to get to lead this program.
I just thought it was important to bring that up and talk about this because you're going to reach it one time, and you did it on Friday night at home in front of the home crowd with your players excited as ever. Coach Payne doing a great job of setting you up to get doused with the water, and so I was appreciative of that before the interview. As this team moves forward, as the ball continues to roll for this team, how do you keep these kids focused? They're going to look ahead to next week. They like Eastview. It's time to your rivals.
Yeah.
How do you keep this team locked in to drive forward for a district title and try to stay undefeated or win and go on to the playoffs? How do you and the coaches take that task on?
We're constantly trying to talk about the process. It's always exciting when you get to take a short trip to the other side of town and get to play over there, and they come over here, and it's always an exciting environment. It's always a lot of fun. You never know what's going to happen in that game. But ultimately, it's if we want to achieve what we constantly say that we want to achieve, then we have to be involved in the process and not overly worried about the results or the opponent per se. So getting our guys to understand that, hey, there's still a lot of areas in our game that we got to continue to get better at, and continue to harp on those and hold our guys accountable to those standards is something that we're really trying to continue to keep in place. We've seen our club grow a lot over the past couple of months, and see them going from a team that wasn't sure if they could win or not at the beginning of the year, and figuring out, hey, we can win and we can play with teams that are supposed to be quote unquote the best around, and to see those kind of things and to see them continue to grow and develop, and now we're reaching a point where we're starting to click a little bit and starting to figure out how to continue to play the game and what the game is supposed to look like, and hopefully we continue to keep doing the little things right headed into May and make some cool happen.
Tomorrow night we'll be live at Cedar Creek High School. Come join us down at Cedar Creek. 7 o'clock first pitch to take on the Cedar Creek Eagles in Game 2. But then Saturday, the big day back at Eagle Field. Come out and join us. Be there early, about 12:30, as we will honor the Veterans Military Appreciation Day with the players. They'll get to spend some time with the players. But come as we honor them there at Eagle Field before taking on a big 6A opponent in Vandergrift. I guess I'll give you a shout-out before we let you go.
Hi, Papa Doodle.
Papa Doodle. I tell you what, it was so cool to meet him, and I finally said, how do I know? He's like, I'm Papa Doodle. I was like, yes. So.
This is a very, very special man. When you look at your Mount Rushmore of men that have made you who you are, He's one of those guys.
The softer side of Jordon Vierra.
It always comes out.
We'll call it a show tonight. The Eagle Baseball Coaches Show rolls on. Back next Thursday during the middle of Eastview Week. Don't miss out. Come join us at 7 o'clock. But there's so much baseball in between. Tomorrow night at Cedar Creek, Saturday back at Eagle Field, and then Tuesday over at Eastview. Be there loud and support your Georgetown Eagles as they continue their run towards a district title. Coach, thanks for
Appreciate
joining
you,
me.
Wally.
Thanks for being here tonight. To our crowd, thank you, parents and kids. The interviews continue to just kick. These kids are awesome, and we enjoy each and every week. I'll sign off for now. Thanks for being here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters tomorrow night, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind and a gentle giant. Have a good night, everybody.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. Show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.